Hey guys, lovely sunny Monday to start the week. So yeah, getting out for 2 and a bit hours, just easy zone 2. I'm going to throw in a couple of sprints at the start, so see how those go, just getting a feel for rocking the bike back and forth out the saddle, apparently trying to put down as much power as possible. It's meant to be low winds, should be a nice ride. Feeling really good, heart rate nice and under control, which is good. And a nice set of sprints at the start, just did like 5 high-speed sprints and yeah, getting the hang of it again. Feeling more natural on the bike, so that's good. Is it good, Tom? Good. Hour and a half in, so being a bit over 2 hours total. Feeling really nice, like I could do another hour and a half, 2 hours pretty comfortably, but you know, gonna keep well within myself. Gonna do a gym session this afternoon, so use the energy for that, and rest day tomorrow, so yeah. Keep on top of the fatigue before it catches up with me, something like that. It's a rest day and I've got a race on Sunday, so of course I'm making a mess, doing stuff with the bike. Figured out what was wrong with the Tiagra chain set, so I'd put the little ring on backwards, so that meant the gap between the two chain rings was too big, so that's why it was falling in the chain was falling in the gap. So I realised that was the issue, changed that around, and that's working fine. I want to do something else with this chain set, which is why I ideally wanted to have the Tiagra on the TCR. Was going to put a GP5K and a latex tube back on this 9 Velo wheel. The bead of the tyre is extremely stiffly stuck under the hook of the rim, and I've had the issue before with a GP5K and been able to get it off, but with this current Gator skin, I'm like, I know I could get it off if I kept going at it for an hour or whatever, but I've got this other wheel, the Pro X wheel, that has a GP5K in it and a TPU tube, so that's just as good. So I'm going to run that on the weekend. So also take this Pro X front wheel with a GP5K latex inner tube, put that on the TCR. So I've got some fast wheels and tyres for the weekend. Hey guys, it's Wednesday. Got my sweat on already because it's very warm outside, but doing a TT tempo session today. Double fans definitely. Already feeling very warm, sweating out a lot. So just finished my warm up and doing a sub-maximal fatigue test, which again felt good. I was more floating. It was like 410 average for 3 minutes. So I was more floating between 400 and 420. And yeah, felt comfortable. RPE 7, maybe time to exhaustion 10 minutes. Yeah, not too sure, but generally feeling good today. It's just warm. So tempo session, gonna be trying to progress on last week, so do 2 by 50 minutes, building up the time in position again. Pretty sore lower back, but as I mentioned, it's kind of makes sense. I think I just need to build up that strength with, need to know what it feels like to have a strong lower back that's also loose, because I think before, like, I've just had an extremely stiff lower back that's pretty strong, but I'm not used to that sensation of it actually being a loose muscle that's not tight, that's strong at the same time. So just getting used to doing my exercises, my compound lifts, that are utilising the lower back. Like, your first instinct is, oh, my lower back's hurting, I shouldn't do any stuff with the back. But I think it's kind of the opposite, where lower back pain's there, so I need to do more exercises that are utilising the lower back, so those muscles are feeling normal again, because I'm just used to that tightness, and now that tightness is gone, to a significant degree. Obviously I'm not not jelly man. I'll crack on with this session, see how that goes. It's gonna be a warm one. Woo. Lovely day, but want to get this session done. It's decent weather tomorrow, so I get out tomorrow instead. Check the check the other wheels are all right, and then get ready for the race on Sunday. Wow, that actually felt really good, really fucking good. Nothing crazy with the power. Like last week I did 317, 318 watts. Today, first effort, first 50 minutes at 320. So not crazy, but the sensation is so much better. Feel like it's all come together with this new position. Just a little bit. I've had ideas about this sort of position for a while, but yeah, it's all just coming together now. I'm getting this back fatigue, but it's like the back fatigue comes in, I just like ride it out, keep going, and then it goes away and it comes back. So I'm really not too concerned about it. It's not painful or anything. I think over the next few weeks I'm going to get used to it, start doing some more resistance training of the lower back, and I feel like it'll be fine. Felt a lot more planted in the saddle, not shifting around. Getting some saddle, some numbness, but not as bad as it has been by far. And yeah, just feeling really good in the position. And I feel like it's the right way to go for my body. I feel like it's all just come together because with the speed play cleats, I've played around with some changes over the last few months where I've gone to like the narrowest Q factor possible, a mid-foot cleat position, so pulling the cleat as far back towards your heel as possible. The new saddle, I'm much further forward and I've shortened the reach, so I've really shortened that reach, bring the toe forward, which negates to the extent I've brought forward the saddle, so I'm not just completely falling over the bottom bracket. And with the narrow Q factor and sinking my head into my arms, I mean, I've always had it very narrow at the front ever since partway through last season, and I'm just feeling I feel really narrow, and heels dead in line, toes pointing directly forward, so my knees are tracking over my toes. I've not got the heels rotated in, so I just feel so narrow. I know I'm just indoors on the turbo, but I feel aero, comfortable, and I'm pretty sure it's a lot more. I'm pretty sure it's more aero too. So it's a win-win. Yeah, just continue getting used to this position, sort out my back, more good mornings, more core stability and lower back training, and yeah, I think I've solved something here. Feeling really nice on the bike. Hot one. Got it done though. I think I suffered from what I'll call the greenhouse effect. So when I start off this session, it's actually quite cool in here. I have the curtains drawn, and there's no heating in here, so it's actually quite cool. But obviously, just during the session, I'm going to be heating up the room. Plus, I've got the curtains drawn, and it's a nice sunny day. So it's just heating up in here, getting hotter and hotter. It's nice to see that my fan didn't die. That's done well to keep going for 2 hours. Inevitably just got warmer for that effort. But yeah, my back felt really good on that one. Really didn't have the back fatigue that I was getting in the first effort. So that's promising. I really felt in my legs though. My legs are tired for that. Like 316, so nothing crazy. But yeah, really positive session, I'd say. Just how I've been feeling, and how the position on the bike feels. So yeah, spin out for another 15 minutes, get some carbs down there. Woo. Said it was warm. Not sure it was that warm, but it definitely was. Catch up on yesterday's gorgeous weather. It's another lovely day, so getting out on the bike for 2.5 hours zone 2, so similar to what I did on Monday. Obviously I had a big session yesterday, so yeah, I'll just see how we go. Race wheels on. It's a bit of a hodgepodge, but I've got fast tyres, fast inner tubes on this setup with this wheel and this wheel. Ideally gonna put a GP5K on the 9 Velo rear wheel, but it was being a bit of a pain in the ass to get the gator skin off. It would just take loads of effort to get it off. It's possible to get it off, I've done it before, but just happy to use the Pro X. Well, check the Pro X is alright, and yeah, see how, so just check these wheels are alright, and then use them at the weekend, which is meant to also be nice weather. It's meant to be nice weather. I was originally thinking it was going to be a bit rainy some of this week and then clear up by the weekend, but now it's saying sunny for the next like 10 days or something, so yeah, I'll appreciate that. Half decent view, isn't it? Bloody hell, Yeah, just been doing some laps of what is my local road race circuit. Lovely day for it. Haven't appreciated it when I was up here last. Windy though, always like that in shift. Hey guys, Friday, getting out for a nice steady 2 hours zone 2, another lovely day for it. Bit chillier though, probably quite windy out there, but yeah, see how it is. Yeah, just doing 2 hours steady zone 2 today, so a nice and easy ride. Then got do like an openers ride tomorrow, do like essentially a recovery spin with a few surges in there, a few sprints, maybe a few sub-maximal efforts. Not sure what I'll do for that, have a think about that. Then racing on Sunday. Nice ride that, albeit actually a bit cold. Yeah, quite chilly out there because it's just so windy. And even though it's blue skies and sunshine, like I was a bit underdressed just because the amount of wind chill that you get. And even now it's like chilly. But yeah, just 2 hours steady and decent, can't complain. First thing to try today, got an LRCP ready to listen to, so I've got half an hour, gonna try and get this stubborn bastard on the wheel. Managed to get the gator skin off it yesterday, and in total spent 2.5 hours getting that tyre off, and then even struggling more to get this one on. Yeah, just really stubborn for whatever reason. It's a tyre that I've already put on before. I think I've probably already put it on this wheel before. But yeah, I've got it up here, so it's probably a bit warmer up here. Try all the tricks you can. I haven't tried the soapy water trick yet. Try and be more stubborn than the tyre. It really pissed me off yesterday. Yeah, it was a bit of a shit day yesterday. But yeah, have a go at it, see if I can get it on. Worst case scenario, I just have to run the other wheel. But I'd like to get this one set up for the week, for tomorrow ideally. Right, getting out for a bit of an opener ride, so just probably an hour recovery ride, but I'll throw in a few sprints in there, so do a warm up, do some sprints. Maybe do like a long sprint, like a 30-second effort, some maximal. Yeah, just play it to feel, see how the sprints are feeling. Yeah, managed to get the bastard tyre on. So yeah, check that's all alright. It's probably seated. That's the issue with the previous tyre I had on. It was seated too well in the under the hook of the rim, so yeah, it should be absolutely fine. It was a bit cold yesterday and I'll be riding at less power, so lay it up a little bit more. Get out, see how I guess. See how my hands are on the bike, because like the ball of my hands are like under the thumb, like here, so sore because I've been like trying to roll the tyre on for 2 hours. Thumbs are pretty sore, but not as bad as they could be, because I know that if I try and use my thumbs too much, I'll just absolutely wreck them. Plus the gloves I was using to get the tyre on, they were getting holes in the thumbs. You know, they're like proper heavy duty gloves. Yeah, it is, and obviously I'll be racing tomorrow regardless. So gotta deal with it. You know, next time I clip in, it's going to be race time. So yeah, looking forward to that. Yeah, hands are sore, but they're all right. Did like 8 sprints, and then like a 1 minute effort up Roper Hill. Like for about 600 watts. Next few weeks, I'm planning on doing some reps of Roper Hill to prepare for a race I got in 2 weeks' time, which is East Cleveland Classic. Roper Hill's kind of a similar hill to Saltburn Bank, so I'll do some reps of that next week and then the week after that as well. So yeah, getting a feel for how to ride that hill, but just the one time. Next week I'll aim to do like 6 to 8 reps of it. So yeah, yeah, feeling all right, and rest up for the rest of the day. Well, got a lot of stuff to prepare, got a lot of stuff to get ready for tomorrow. But yeah, just getting everything ready for tomorrow. So got a couple of sandwiches there, a kiwi and a pear for afterwards. And then as for the race, I'm gonna have 2 big bottles. So these are like 950ml. One of which I'm gonna have with sugar. So that's like 300 grams. So it's a 100-kilometer race. Probably gonna be 2.5 hours at the most. 300 grams, 100 grams an hour. So I can fuel before and afterwards basically, and that's going to be plenty. I have this one with water, so should have plenty of water. Going to take extra bottles as well, sip on that in the car, have that as extra water just in case it's a pain to top up afterwards. This one I've got 50 grams of protein in there, so just make a protein shake afterwards, and this one I'll just have water as well. So yeah, that's the fueling I'll have for tomorrow. This is the course for tomorrow. Up and down all day. It's going to be a hard one, so it's like a 14.5 kilometer a lap. And 101 kilometers in total. So what I've done in road racing in the past, I just have my map open. So what I'm going to do is I've made a little drawing, going to attach that to my stem, and then after the first lap, it's all going to be filled in on the GPS as to where I've been going. So then I just know where I am on the circuit, and I know these key points of where the hills are. I mean, there's lots of little up and downs all day, but just keeping track of where the hard points in the course are. But yeah, it's going to be a hard day out. Funny enough, there was actually a TT on the course today. So there's I know one person that I follow on Strava. He did the 10 miler today, and he's going to be doing the race tomorrow. And that's quite a clever one to do. And I could have stayed at my auntie's in Leicester and done that sort of thing, but oh well. Road bike TT, but no, it's all good. It's still going to be a really hard day out tomorrow, even without a TT in my legs. So yeah, but yeah, really looking forward to it. So this is the stuff that's going to be my main stuff in the bag for tomorrow. So road skin suit, aero socks. Then I've got a spare pair of clothes if this magically disappears. So just a jersey, shorts, another pair of socks in there, shoes, helmet. These are clothes I'll wear tomorrow. Just joggers, t-shirt, socks, jumper. I mean, it's nothing. It's going to be like 15 degrees and like breezy, so not going to be warm, not going to be cold. Towel for changing. I need a couple of towels for putting down in the car. Just I like to put the bike on a couple of towels just so it's got a softer surface. Got some extra stuff. So gloves, knee warmers. Probably won't bother with them. And same with a rain jacket, but depending on the conditions, I might want to wear that. Might want to warm up in the jacket. Saddle bag, just the spare inner tubes. Hope to God that I don't have to change. Hope to God I don't get a puncture. I'm not going to be able to change that GP5K. It's a fucking pain in the ass. Then just some regulars that I'll just leave in my bag over the season. So just ibuprofen and paracetamol for if I'm not feeling too right and need some. It'll probably just be a mental thing just to take one of those if you're not feeling too good. But absolutely fine to not going to need them tomorrow. Sun cream, ibuprofen gel, deep heat, warm up gel. It's meant to warm up the skin when it's especially when it's wet. But when I've used it before, I haven't really felt much of a difference, to be fair. But I'll leave them in the bag, and I won't need them tomorrow, but I might need them for other races. Caffeine, scissors. Heart rate monitor, core sensor, heart rate monitor strap, Wahoo, pins, more pins, electrical tape. I'll get out another thing of electrical tape actually. Wallet with my British cycling license, because no license, no helmet, no ride, and then also the massage gun. So I'll probably spam that a little bit before the start. But yeah, that's the general stuff that's going to go in my bag. Not sure I've forgotten anything, but that's definitely the main bulk of it. First race of the season, so you need to, from here on, it's going to be a bit more straightforward. You're going to remember all this, where you just leave the stuff in the bag and you know exactly what you need race to race. You don't really need to like second guess yourself. There we go, pop that on the stem, so then I'll have my Wahoo with the map open and I see visual cues for where the downhills are and where the hard sections are. Yeah, so I've got my 9 velos on there they're like 45mm deep, 25mm GP5Ks with latex inner tubes. My standard racing setup. I'm not sure if we've got chip timers on the day, but we might do. Got a latex wrapped around the fork. Stuff the timer in there. Only got one pedal on there. Charged up my Asioma, charged up my Di2 as well. So yeah, I lie the bike down on its side, so I like to have the pedal off, and then I'll put that on when I get there, calibrate it prior to the race. So yeah, I think that's everything. Should be ready to go for tomorrow. Right, it's 5 past 5 in the morning. Got 3, because the clock went forward, got 3.5 hours sleep, but you know, it was never going to be a good night's sleep. But yeah, feeling all right. So get ready to start the day and yeah, have a good race hopefully. Right, 6:45, time to get going. First race of the season. Let's go, boys. Bit nippy. Yeah, it's a cold one. See how it is. With the knee warmers on, because I feel like my skin suit, because I only got the skin suit, well, skin suit and jersey, they're both they're not very warm. They're very thin fabric. So maybe go with the knee warmers as well. So, it's like overcast. It was very windy on the way in, like on the motorway. I mean, it was super windy in the morning in Sheffield, but I always expect that. But the motorway was mega windy as well, so probably going to be pretty exposed out here. But yeah, get the bike ready. Got like 55 minutes signed on. Got like 55 minutes still to start, so yeah, should be good. Alright, had to fold the numbers a little bit to get them in the pockets, but that's worked nicely, so get the skin suit on. Bloody cold though. I'll be wearing the buff. Probably wear the knee warmers as well. I went through too much effort shaving them last night. I think I'm going to have to bare the bare legs. Buff stays on though, gloves too. 10 minutes to briefing. Probably do a little spin round, 5 minutes or so. Take the jacket off, obviously.
Balance sack! Right, Tom.
Started out cold and windy, and then now it's bloody lovely sunshine. Why couldn't we race a bit later in the day? Yeah, the under 23s get the nice weather, but fucking hell, man. Yeah, that was actually good start. I can't complain with that really. That was my best road race ever, until it wasn't. So yeah, it was the course pretty sketchy, to be honest. So within 5 minutes, the first straight, there was this big potholey section, and a rider came down about a metre to my right. Felt like a big stone, medium-sized stone coming at speed, hit me on the forehead. I tanked the tanked the pothole and stayed up, but about four riders came down like a metre to my right, and I'm just like holding onto my bars, just like hoping that he doesn't hit me, hoping that the bike doesn't fly across me, because there's not much I can do about it if it does. But thankfully I was fine. The race was neutralised, and I kept going, and yeah, it was just sketchy in the bunch, man. I'm like, what the honestly, it stopped, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? Why am I doing this? So yeah, but yeah, it got going again, and it was quite slow on one of the first climbs, and kind of just like wanted to move up, just be less sketchy, have less riders in front of me so I can see better what's happening with the road ahead, with the riders ahead, you know. And I kind of ended up just rolling off the front, and found myself in no man's land. I'm like, shit, what am I doing here? I need to decide what I'm doing. And there was a rider up the road, 50 metres back, there was another rider, and then 50 metres back there was me, and I had a solid gap on the peloton, at least 100 metres, so I was just like, oh, fuck it, might as well go for it. So yeah, committed to that move. We came together as a group of three, and we established the day's breakaway. So yeah, I was rolling through with them as best I could, struggling, but I worked really hard to try and get that initial separation, and then a few more riders bridged across, and then a few more, and then a few more, and we had a group of 15 with 45 seconds up the road, which was really solid, and I was rolling through as best I could, but I struggled technically, so I'd be like losing the wheel through the corners, having to work hard to chase back on, and to be honest, it wasn't a very technical circuit. I'd say it was just sketchy. There were some really dodgy parts with really bad road surface where you coming in blind if you're just following the wheel. And then there was this section where there was 7 speed bumps through a through a village. Yeah, not ideal. But yeah, I was rolling through best I could, and I was struggling. I'm like, fucking hell, this is hard work. And to be honest, even if I'd stayed with them for, I think I got to 3 laps to go, so 42k to go. I survived until then. This first straightaway, this big potholey section. I think I hit the same potholey section where the crash happened, just as I was rolling through in the pace line, and I dropped my chain. Got better front shifting with the 52-36, but I probably need to move my front derailleur down to close the gap because, dropped my chain. So yeah, I put that back on, but they were gone. They were working really well together, so fair play to them. Got riding again. Group 2 came steaming past, another decently sized group of 10 to 15 riders. Hopped on that train for 6 minutes, and then the other dodgy sketchy, the lumpy downhill with speed bumps. I dropped my chain again. And yeah, I was like, okay, we're done here. So yeah, I got my chain back on, made sure I was not in the 50-11 because I feel like that's where the chain's going to be slappiest and most likely to drop my chain. So yeah, just bailed. Kept riding, got caught by the gruppetto, a group of like 20, and yeah, didn't need to roll through because they weren't really rolling turns, and I was just able to sit on. I was still knackered from my early breakaway, an hour plus in the break, you know. And what I noticed is, like, as I was getting more and more tired, I was getting technically worse and worse, like losing more of a gap through the corners and taking it even safer on the sketchy sections. And it's like, to be honest, it's like, I'm just not willing to take some of the risks that these other riders are. Like, they're just bombing it down through these sections, and yes, they're technically better riders, so they have the confidence to do that, but there's only so much control you have over those things. And it's like, for me, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'm definitely a time trialist. My aspirations of World Tour, I've been thinking that I don't think I really want to do that. I just want to focus on my time trialing, to be honest, because I don't think I'm cut out for it, and that's fine. I think I will continue doing some more road races during the year, and see how they go, see if it turns around, and I start to. I mean, to be honest, I was fucking spooked after that crash 5 minutes in, but when I made that breakaway, I was just like, fucking hell, that's cool, and it was hard work, but it was fun, and I was enjoying it. And all the road races I did last year, I probably did 5-6 road races last year, and I don't think there was a single crash. So they feel like they're scared. It depends on the course, depends on the time, depends on a lot of things, but they don't have to be that sketchy. And I can just like, it's okay to let the wheel go if I don't feel safe, and I'll work a bit harder. I understand that's a limitation I have, and it means I'm not cut out to be the best road racer ever, but I can still have fun and get some good training stimulus from it, and probably get some good results along the way, because I am just pretty strong, just because of my time trial nature. I think I'll continue doing the road races, and I'll definitely continue doing them, and hopefully they're not as sketchy courses as this one, but yeah, we'll have to see. I've got another one next week. Next week's the fucking stacked Nat Bean Danham Trophy. So that's where I wonder what's that lump on my head? That'll be where the rock fucking hit me. Jesus. I hadn't thought about it until after it happened. But yeah, rolled in with the final group, and like I said, I was losing the wheel and a couple of corners to go. I think I lost the wheel again, and I was just like, okay, that's it. And I rolled in for, I'm pretty sure I was Le Flamme Rouge, so the last rider across the line. So I went from being in the initial 3-man breakaway to Le Flamme Rouge, but yeah, pretty happy with how I did. Zach didn't crash as well, so Zach got dropped, but I think he had a decent race as well. Talked to Tris. Yeah, decent day out. Chill out for the rest of the day. Spend some time with me mum. Happy Mother's Day. Right, let's get changed, get out the sweatsuit, and yeah, get home, get out the car park, because I'm meant to vacate it already, probably. another funny thing. Yeah, I came across the finish line dead last place, I think. Well, last of the people who actually managed to finish. Which was probably like Zach was saying, like 40 riders, so like half the field or something. I was chatting to some of the guys who were in the early breakaway, so that initial 15 that got away. Because I'm like, I wonder how they did. And I was chatting to one, and then I swung my leg over the bike to hop off, and my hamstring just cramped like a motherfucker, and I was just like hold my bike, got one of them to hold my bike, and I just like fell down in the grass. Then someone else lifted my leg up for me to stretch out the hamstring. And they lifted it a bit too high. My upper quad, so I started cramping. It was like fucking hell. But yeah, I managed to loosen it off and then roll down to the couple 100 meters back to HQ. And now I think I'm all right. Get out of the way, get out of the car park, and then have my protein shake, have a sandwich, and then head back. Whew. Knackered. I'm back and put everything away now that, well, while I'm still running on fumes. There's a lay-by selling flowers, so got some flowers for me mum. Very nice. I'm about to conk out in a minute. Need to lie down. Shower, unpack this shit, shower, then I can eat.